Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's head-to-head comparison, let's take a look at the all-new 2025 BMW M5. We are going to compare that to the 2025 BMW M3 Competition. These have a starting MSRP just over $80,000, and as tested, this is closer to $110,000. And I've borrowed this BMW M5 from Hendrick BMW Charlotte, so take a look at their website. That link will be down in the description below. These have a starting MSRP right around $119,000. It has an MSRP just over $131,000. This is now a full plug-in hybrid. So along with that hybrid system, it is powered by the 4.4 liter twin turbo V8. That is paired to the 8-speed automatic, and it pumps out 717 horsepower, 738 pound-feet of torque. That is combined between the engine and the hybrid system. This weighs in around 5,400 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. Top speed is 190 miles an hour, and it can also go around 25 miles on just the EV system alone and charge in as quick as 2 hours. And for the M3, this is powered by the 3-liter twin-turbo inline-6. It is paired to the 8-speed automatic. It pumps out 523 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the xDrive all-wheel drive system, propelling this nearly 4,000-pound sedan from 0 to 60 in BMW's claimed 3.4 seconds. It has a top speed of 180 miles an hour, and as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking at 16 miles per gallon in the city and 24 out on the highway. And then as we come back to the M5, let's take a look at the exterior styling now for this completely redesigned model. So up front, you'll notice there's still the kidney grille. However, this model has the illuminating light that just turned on, giving it a really cool look. There's also the camera, the sensor, massive cutouts too, and then take a look at how big they are in this lower section. You have a lot of cooling and aerodynamic pieces in the lower section, along with creature comforts like the parking sensors. There's also the latest design for these LED headlights, which are similar to the M3, and then a really nice vertical line that runs right through the middle all the way up to that BMW badge, with some really cool bulges going off that kidney grille on both sides. And then as we work our way to the exterior styling now for the M3, you'll notice this has a much different front end design. We have the very large kidney grille. This model is also well equipped, as I mentioned. So it has the forward facing camera, all the parking sensors. There's the horizontal slats that run throughout that kidney grille to provide a lot of openings. There's also the mesh on both sides, as well as some more inlets, and then even gloss black trim accents in that lower section. Still has a great look to it with all of the edges and lines that run throughout it, as well as the lines that go off of the grille up onto the hood there. And then as we work our way to the side now for the M5, really nice set of wheels that have a staggered setup. There's the massive red brake calipers there. And then this model also has carbon fiber for the mirror caps, which is an option. They're power folding. There's the camera and turn signal. Same carbon fiber roof for the top there for the M cars. You'll notice M5 located on the back of that window there. And then a really nice design with the bulges in the side, especially with that lower side skirt there, just giving it a beefy appearance from the side. And then for the side profile for the M3, this has a really nice set of wheels. They're 19 by 9.5 up front, 20 by 10.5 in the rear. This model also has the optional carbon ceramic brakes, finished off in bronze for those calipers, and a nice two-tone design for that wheel. You'll notice more gloss black in the lower side skirt, which matches that front bumper. There's the M3 Competition trim accent, as well as gloss black for the power folding side mirrors. There's the camera and the turn signal. More gloss black for all the window trim, and then this Competition has the carbon fiber roof. There's also some really nice subtle lines that run down the side, not quite as aggressive as the front end, but there's a line in that lower section there that sweeps up, and then the line that goes right through the door handles, which, as you can tell, do have a different design to them. We have more of that traditional handle. And then in back for the M5, there's carbon fiber for the trunk mounted spoiler. Again, that is an option. Backup camera, all the sensors. There's the quad tip dual exhaust with a lot of gloss black in that lower section. LEDs for the taillights, of course. And then as we work our way to the cargo space, we have the power trunk lid, where this is still a pretty practical vehicle. So you have a lot of space. You can fold the back seats down. There's no storage or spare underneath the floor. And then with the power options, you can push on those to close it or to lock the vehicle as well. And then in back for the M3, there's gloss black for the spoiler, dark housing for those LEDs. There's the backup camera, all the parking sensors, even more gloss black for that lower diffuser. And then there's the quad tip dual exhaust, which we can take a listen to. This has remote start, so let's bring this to life. And then as we work our way to the cargo space now, the M3 has the power trunk. And for a family sedan, this has plenty of space. There's a storage pocket on one side. You'll notice I have some items over on the other side at the moment. There's no spare or storage underneath the floor, but you can fold down these back seats. Makes it for a very practical vehicle if you want something that is sporty and family oriented. And as we work our way to the back seats now for the M5, of course there's going to be different options just depending on how you spec it. But with the M5, you have the 2 sunshade adjustments. There's also Bowers & Wilkins for your audio, some brushed accents, a little bit of storage down below. And then as we hop into the back here, you don't have any storage behind both front seats. You have your vents, you do get heated seats, as well as all of your fan adjustments, where you'd like the air to go, temperature, things like that. There's additional storage down below. And then at my height, 5'10", I have about a ½ inch or so on both sides. When you sit in the middle seat, I'm just up against the headliner here, but I could still sit very comfortably if I had to be in the middle. So you have plenty of space for 3 people. There's your armrest along with cup holders down below. You have the middle seat here that can fold down as needed. And then here's a look at visibility. You have some pretty large windows there, so it makes it very easy to see from the back. As we move on to the rear seats now for the M3, this does have the proximity door handle, so you can lock and unlock it from the back. And of course, the interior color options are going to vary depending on your taste. But we have the two-tone for this interior, Harman Kardon for the audio, the interior lighting, all of the brushed accents, and you do get a little bit of storage in the lower section. And then there's more of the two-tone design for the seats here. And at 5'10", I have plenty of space. This model has the carbon fiber bucket seats, which do give you a little bit more space. There's also air vents in the middle. You have your temperature adjustments where you'd like the air to go. There's 2 auxiliaries, and then you do have this slight bulge. So as the middle passenger, it's not all that bad with my feet on both sides. And as far as headroom goes, I'm just barely touching the headliner. If I slide back over to this seat, I have about a ½ inch or so. So it's pretty spacious no matter what seat you are in for this 3 Series. In the middle, all you can do is fold down this middle seat. So you don't have any armrest or cup holders. You could use that as an armrest if you needed to. And then here's a look at visibility with that pillar right there. You have a lot of glass, so it makes it very nice to be in the back seat. And then moving to the driver door panel now, this model has the memory seating adjustments, the power folding side mirrors, all of your window controls, trunk release, more storage is located down below. And then, of course, these are optional, so you can get more of a comfortable seat. However, these sport bucket seats are just as comfortable. They're also power operated too. So that is one option for this M3. Now, this is also equipped with the Alcantara steering wheel. It has the flat bottom design to it. There's M1 and M2, all of your cruise control settings, massive carbon fiber paddle shifters, and then we have volume tuning, Bluetooth, and voice commands. For this layout, on the left side, you'll see miles per hour, fuel level. Right side, there's the tach and engine temperature. You can use that button on the right side to go through some of this content. And again, I do have a full detailed review on this. It went up a few months ago, so make sure you check that out if you want to see everything in greater details. And then you have the head-up display that you can go through as well. Now, if you do want to configure this layout, just go down to behind the shifter, push on M mode. That's how you can get into sport or track, and that is going to change to where now you can see more of your performance-oriented information. Over on that left side, you can also see the driving modes as well, and the tach is going to be much larger on the head-up display. So if you're doing some performance driving, you can at least pull that up, which is very nice. Now on this left side, you have a little bit of storage along with your headlight adjustments. There's 1 air vent. Leather covers the entire dash for this model. And then for the infotainment system, we have that large curved screen leading its way to here, where you can easily get into your phone. You can get into your M drift analyzer, your lap timer. You have your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, interior lighting. You have quite a lot that you can go through. There's also the home screen, so you can swipe through all of these widgets, just depending on what you need to get into. Those are customizable. You have your climates, your navigation, and music, and then you also have heated seats, heated steering wheel, and the temperature dials as well. Now there's carbon fiber underneath that. You have air vents with some more lighting. There's power and volume tuning, your defrosters. There's even wireless charging with auxiliaries and cup holders, along with more carbon fiber, brushed aluminum. You have all of these shortcuts for that screen, so you can use those as needed. And then this is also equipped with the 360 camera system. So let's put this into reverse, where you have automatic parking, backup assistance, and you have all of those views, including a full screen forward-facing angle. Now, if we put this into drive and sport mode and then park, you will also notice too that you can adjust the transmission, how slow or quickly you would like that to shift. You have traction control, parking sensors, M mode. There's also setup for M1 and M2. So that way you can configure these as you would like to and have those set up as I showed earlier on the screen. There's exhaust note, auto hold, and the e-brake. You get a little bit of storage with some auxiliaries, more storage in the glove box. And then up top you have your garage door buttons along with the rear view mirror, and this model is equipped with that carbon fiber roof. However, you can opt for a sunroof for the M3 if you would like. And then here's the visibility over both shoulders. You have some thin pillars, so it's very easy to see. And then as we work our way up front now for the M5, you'll notice there's the interior lighting. We have the side mirror adjustments, window controls, lock and unlock, even your memory seating adjustments and storage, the trunk release. There's also M5, and then a really nice set of seats. Now, like I said, I have full detailed reviews on both of these models. So I'll go through this pretty quickly. You can take a look at the full detailed review on this all new M5. But we have the flat bottom design, large M1 and M2 controls, as well as the paddle shifters. You also have some icons that you can scroll through within the digital gauge cluster here. So you can pull up all of this information here and go through those as needed. There's even the head-up display, so you can go through a few of those adjustments. Very similar to the M3. On this side, we have carbon fiber. We have all of these controls here within that interior lighting. So those buttons are actually in that panel, which is a neat integration. And then for the infotainment system, it is fairly similar to the M3 here as far as the information you can go through, your M-lap timer, interior lighting. You have quite a lot that you can get through, including the heated and ventilated seats and the heated steering wheel and temperature dials. Now there's more ambient lighting underneath that. You get illuminations for the cup holders where there's auxiliaries, some storage down below. Very similar design for all of these controls to get through that screen. There's also volume and tuning. You have M mode. Just like in the M3, you can change not only the gauge cluster, but also the head-up display. So you can go through some more of that performance-oriented information. However, with the M5, you get the M hybrid. So you can put it into the different hybrid settings, just depending on how you want to drive this, the power that you would like. And then you have the setup control where you can go through M1 and M2. And again, you'll have a few different settings that are different since this is a plug-in hybrid. You have your drivetrain and your energy recovery that you can go through for the regen braking. There's also traction control. You have a shortcut to the camera system. It's going to be the exact same for this 360 camera system as in the M3. You have park, auto hold, a little bit of storage down below. There's also storage in the glove box. And then up top, you have the garage door buttons, rear view mirror, dome lights. There's a camera there too, and a few other controls. And then here's a look at visibility. Pretty much the same. It is a little bit bigger of a vehicle, but not by much. So you can easily see over both sides. So with the exteriors and interiors wrapped up for the all new M5 as well as the M3, let's get both of these out on the road and see how they drive. So let's start off behind the wheel for the M3 Competition, where this is a quick car. Now, a few months ago, we had this for a full 7 days. We also took this to the mountains, so if you really want to see the performance that this model is capable of, take a look at that separate video. It was a blast taking it through the turns. Even with its curb weight, almost at 4,000 pounds, it's 3,900 and some change. It handles well for its weight, so it's going to be interesting to test the M5 since that weighs a lot more. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the M3. And after driving this for about 7 days, it's a very, very fun vehicle to drive. I could see daily driving this, even with its added performance, with these carbon fiber bucket seats. It is a great daily driver. It's been very comfortable for my taste, even in Sport Plus, for the suspension, the steering, the brakes. The carbon ceramics are a little bit overkill for daily driving. I would not opt for that, but it's nice that you have those options just depending on what you are doing with the car. So for the 3 Series here, it is a little bit smaller, but it's still pretty practical. I could easily fit behind myself and go for a drive, maybe not a long cruise, but I could definitely ride in the back seat and be fairly comfortable for its smaller size. So if you're not looking for a larger sedan, or you don't want a plug-in hybrid, this is a great option to go with, and you have a lot of different options. You can also still get the manual transmission. So if you go with the base M3, you are able to get that. You can get rear wheel drive. You can also get the xDrive all-wheel drive system like we are in right now. But you have a really fun car that has so many different personalities to it that you really won't get bored. I've been messing with a lot of these settings while having it for a week, and it's been able to suit my needs depending on the driving style that I'm doing. So if I'm in stop and go traffic, or I want to have some fun, put it into the Sport Plus settings, it's definitely a very fun vehicle to drive. All right, so now let's go ahead and jump into the M5. And behind the wheel now for this M5, we definitely have a really nice driving, luxury-focused vehicle, but at the same time too, we have a lot more power. And we are still in Sport Plus second gear. Here we go. So for that minor acceleration that I can do today, you definitely can feel the power just wanting to keep going. The biggest difference, of course, is the exterior styling as well as having that plug-in hybrid. Now, if I just put it into comfort and efficiency, we can actually change it now and just go into full electric. So it looks like you can still use the paddle shifters, and it changed the shifting point to shift the slowest. So possibly that is done through the different driving modes that you are doing and not necessarily a physical control like some of the previous models. But looks like we are in E-Control now, which is saving the electric power, so you're just relying on the gas engine. We have electric now, where let's give it an acceleration. This is pedal to the floor, and obviously you're not going to have quite as much power. I believe the electric output is right around 190 horsepower or so, 200, give or take just a little bit. So with the weight of this vehicle, obviously, that's just mainly for cruising like we are right now, slower speed situations, things like that. You can go into hybrid to utilize both of them. You have dynamic and dynamic plus. Whether you like it or hate it, you get a lot more power, you get a lot more driving characteristics with the new M5. You just also get a much higher curb weight too. So for that performance style vehicle, it is going to weigh a bit more. So back from our test drives now with the BMW M3 Competition and the all-new BMW M5. I know those were quick test drives. I wasn't able to do any performance style driving with the M5, but I'm very curious to see how well that vehicle is going to handle in some of those sportier situations. Now for the mild accelerations that I did, it is a quick vehicle. It is definitely a little bit more than the M3, of course, and the M3 Competition was amazing for the week that we had it. So I can only imagine really ripping on the M5, how much performance it is truly going to have, aside from a little bit of the handling characteristics. But both of these models are very impressive M vehicles. You have very different types of vehicles and a lot of different options that you can get. Carbon bucket seats in the M3, not available in the M5, plug-in hybrid only versus just having the engine. We have two different engines as well for both of these models. So you really can't go wrong. Just depends on what your budget is, what you are looking to spend for your family sedan. You want the M3, M3 Comp, or the M5. They are both great options. So comment down below, let me know your thoughts. Would you go with the M3 or would you go with the all-new M5? Personally, I would go with the M3. I like the carbon bucket seats that were featured in today's video. The M5, a little bit more luxury focused, a little bit more subtle, but I think the M3 is a sweet balance, but you get a lot more power out of this all-new M5. So comment down below, let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. We will see you all in the next video.